Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Country Candle Holiday Churro. This is a limited edition fragrance that was launched, I want to say maybe about 3 weeks ago now, over at Kringle Candle. And there was a couple of them. I only purchased this candle, Holiday Churro, as well as the Kringle Express. Those were the only two candles that I decided to purchase from the launch. And I did showcase those over the weekend in my late October candle chat. However, I have already gotten to the halfway point of burning this candle, which should tell you how much I'm actually enjoying the fragrance. But it's been a little bit of a journey for me in terms of the fragrance notes that I'm picking up with each burn. And so I thought it would be a good time to go ahead and talk about this candle because I do know that Kringle has a couple of new launches coming up this week. They are launching their Winter Reserve fragrances on Tuesday, October, what is that, 29th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then later on this week on Friday, November 1st at noon Eastern Standard, they are launching their new 4-wick format. I believe that there's 9 fragrances available in that format. So anyways, I thought, well, I better get some of these country candle reviews that I have ready to be reviewed up for you guys. So in case you wanted to throw them into your cart, if you're planning to shop any of those new launches, you might have some information about them. So this candle here is one of the large 2-wick 100% colored soy wax formula. These limited edition fragrances are only available in this format. They're not available in the medium size or the daylights or the wax melts, unfortunately. So I feel like, especially when it comes to these limited editions, you guys are really relying upon us as reviewers to let you guys know what we are picking up. All right, top notes of this candle are cinnamon sugar, mid notes of donut and spice, base note of vanilla. And I can't remember if I disclosed the pour date of this candle. It is September 6th of 2024. That happens to be my husband's birthday, September 6th. So happy birthday to him. All right, you guys. So what is my nose detecting on this candle? I had mentioned this in my candle chat video over the weekend, but this fragrance to me is very different from the Kringle Frosted Spice, which I really, really like that fragrance. It's a very red hot cinnamon with a little bit of vanilla and peppermint in that fragrance, and it's been a powerhouse for me. So when I saw Holiday Churro, I thought that's kind of interesting that they're releasing kind of like another cinnamon sugar type of fragrance. However, I will tell you that they are very different fragrances. And the first time that I burned this, and upon cold sniff, I really didn't detect much of like a donut accord or like a fried dough note in it. I definitely picked up on cinnamon sugar, but even the cinnamon note in this fragrance is definitely a softer cinnamon. It's not a bam in your face, red hot cinnamon, a la the Frosted Spice fragrance. And I did even get a little bit of a base of a vanilla fragrance. Now, the first two burns on this candle, still the fragrance that I was picking up predominantly was cinnamon sugar and some vanilla. But I was starting to, the longer that I let it burn, I was like, oh, okay, there's the warmth of like a baked good in here. Now, to my nose, it's still not necessarily a churro. When I smell a churro, I automatically associate it with Disneyland. Those are just like some of my core childhood memories. I grew up in Southern California. And while I didn't go to Disneyland all the time, I was close enough that I did go a few times back when it was slightly more affordable. I'm not sure Disney was ever affordable, but you guys know what I mean. Like it was a little bit cheaper to go to Disney. And I remember indulging in a churro, and churros to me, that I always have that association. I associate churros with Disney. And then as I got older, I realized, oh, I can go to the Costco food court and buy them. And then they got rid of them like a year ago, and it was just the saddest thing. Anyways, getting back on the tracks here. It is interesting that this is called Holiday Churro, but the mid note has a donut accord because it would be like, okay, why is it not a churro accord? Obviously, we're talking about some type of fried pastry. But I mentioned this in the candle chat video. When this candle has been burning, after those two burns, I started to smell something different in this candle, and it is that donut and spice accord in the middle there. It comes across to me almost slightly like French toast. To my nose, that's what I am smelling. There's something in here, whether it's, I don't know what spice accord they are mixing with that cinnamon sugar. Maybe a hint of, I want to say maybe it's nutmeg, maybe a little hint of nutmeg in here. But what I am smelling in here, to my nose, it's just coming across as French toast. You guys know when you dip your French toast in like the cinnamon and sugar, mixture, or like there's a little bit of cinnamon, not a ton of sugar, maybe a little bit in my French toast. But when you fry it or whatnot, you've got a little bit of that like eggy component, and I feel like whatever the fried dough accord is in here, that is what it is reminding me of. It's a bready scent, but it's kind of savory. But don't get me wrong, this candle does have the sweetness of cinnamon and sugar in here, but it's not overly sweet or overly cloying. It's a well done fragrance. I actually am really really enjoying it. I have been burning this a lot. You can see, you guys, I've had this in my collection now for 2 weeks, and I'm already at the halfway point. And you guys know, for the size of my collection and just the nature of having a channel, and I'm always trying to review candles, it should say something that I'm already at the halfway point of this candle. Now, this one has been lit for, goodness, probably about 2.5 hours now. So I've got to, or actually, no, sorry, excuse me. This candle has actually been lit for about 5 hours, because I did light this one this morning. And it's, we've got a good deep wax pool there. We've got good solid flames on it. But the performance has been pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and try to turn this to the side so that way you can see. I'm getting maybe a tiny, tiny little bit of coloring at the top of these country candle jars, which I have explained that I think that is just part of the nature of these vessels, is that they do catch a little bit of soot residue. But you can see I've got good healthy flames. I have been trimming the wicks after each burn, but I will say that these wicks are not as thick or as intense as the ones that I have experienced in the Kringle holiday lineup, like the Frosted Spice or the Butter Rum Cafe, where those candles I can only burn for 3 hours because they just get really, really hot and need the wicks trimmed on them. I'm not running into that with this candle. Strength and throw on this one, I'm going to say, is around a solid 7 for me. When I do burn it out in the open concept, it's definitely detectable. It doesn't project all the way out into my kitchen, but it definitely is noticeable in my living room. It's not smacking me in the face, but it is detectable. It's a nice background fragrance. I think a lot of people would not really find it to be an offensive fragrance. When I burn it in more of a closed concept room, funny enough, I find it to be just right in a closed concept room. Again, I smell it a little bit more strongly. Obviously, my closed concept rooms have lower ceilings, and just by nature, they are a smaller area to have to fragrance. But I feel like it's just right in a more closed concept room. So performance has been good on this one for me, but just know that if you're hoping for this to be like an authentic churro scent, to my nose, it's definitely more of like a French toast fragrance. I think that this would be actually a great scent if you have a tradition of making cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. I think that this would be a great fragrance to complement, like if you have them baking in the oven. I feel like this might amplify, or maybe you make like an overnight French toast. Or I just feel like this is a good like morning fragrance, because to me, like I said, it reminds me a little bit of a good French toast where there's a little bit of savoriness in it, but it's very well balanced out between sweet and savory. So overall, you guys, this candle does get 2 thumbs up for me. Is it one that I feel like I need a backup of? No. But then again, you guys know that I am very, very intentional with my candle collection, and not a ton of candles hit that mark. So anyways, this one is still available. Last I checked on the Kringle website. Also, Kringle kind of quietly launched a couple of other limited edition country candles. The rumor that I've heard from a couple of other ambassadors is that those fragrances, I think, were part of an order for to go to another country, and they ended up having to cancel that order last minute due to some instability in their region. And so therefore, they went ahead and just released them on the Kringle website to be purchased. So I think there were like 5 fragrances. I can't remember, you guys, but they are under the new limited edition country candle lineup. So if you are interested in purchasing any of those candles, I do have a discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It should save you 15% off of your purchase with them. And like I said, if you're planning to shop the new reserve drop, my reserve candles right now say that they are supposed to be here on Thursday, October 31st. And so I will keep you guys updated with some initial sniffs on those. But if you're planning to shop the winter reserves or maybe the new 4-wick launch on Friday, my discount code should work on all of those. So let us know in the comment box down below if you have purchased this candle or if this is one that has intrigued you. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video it helps me out with the old YouTube algorithm. And consider subscribing to my channel if you are new and you like candle reviews, if you like seeing candle hauls or empties, or just kind of knowing the latest and greatest that's happening in the candle world. I try to keep you guys updated with all of that. So once again, you guys, I want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.